Do you know why your life is stuck in the same place? Because you talk too much. Not to others, but to yourself. Excuses, empty promises, plans that never become reality. A smart man never wastes his words. He keeps 3 things secret at all costs. And the first is his future plans. Why? Because when you talk about them, you trick your brain into feeling like you've already achieved them. That false sense of accomplishment kills your drive to act. The second? Your weaknesses and fears. Your enemies will always strike where you're most vulnerable. Being open is good, but not with everyone. And the last one is the most important of all. Many people fail because they don't know how to keep this to themselves. Want to know what it is? Keep watching. Because if you learn this lesson, you'll have a weapon stronger than any strategy. Control. If you feel the positive energy, don't forget to like this video and share a meaningful comment. Have you ever met someone who constantly brags about their big plans? I'm going to start my own business. I'm about to hit the gym. I'm learning to invest in real estate. They talk as if success will magically appear just because they said it out loud. But look at them a year, 2 years later. They're still in the same place, achieving nothing. 1. Speaking about your future plans is self-sabotage. Here's why. Talking too much kills action. When you reveal your plans, your brain releases dopamine, the same hormone that brings satisfaction, as if you've already achieved your goal. You haven't done anything yet, but in your mind, you've already won. And as a result, your real motivation to take action diminishes. Think about truly successful people. Steve Jobs didn't announce to the world that he was creating the iPhone before it launched. Elon Musk doesn't post every day bragging about building SpaceX. Those who reach the top don't just talk. They let their success speak for itself. Mediocre people, on the other hand, tend to talk more than they act. They believe that boasting about their plans will earn them admiration from others. But in reality, they only create artificial pressure on themselves. The more they talk, the more expectations they receive, and the more they fear failure. And when that fear becomes overwhelming, they choose to procrastinate rather than act. In the end, they do nothing. 2. Speaking about your plans makes you vulnerable to negative opinions. Not only that, but talking about your plans also makes you susceptible to obstacles. When you share your ideas, you'll receive countless opinions. Some will say that's not realistic, others will warn be careful, and some might even deliberately try to sabotage you. Instead of focusing on execution, you waste time debating. Imagine telling your friends you want to open a coffee shop. Instantly, you'll hear, "Competition is brutal these days. What makes you think you'll succeed? Do you have enough capital? I don't think you have enough experience. That idea doesn't seem feasible. Don't be reckless with your investment." Whether intentional or not, these comments will shake your confidence. You start doubting yourself. You begin to think more about failure than about success. And then, you give up before you even start. Here's a harsh truth. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some may give sincere advice, but many are just waiting for you to fail so they can feel better about their own mediocre lives. Not to mention, sharing your plans too early exposes you to another risk: idea theft. Do you think people just listen for fun? No. If someone more capable than you hears your idea, they'll execute it faster and better, and all you'll be left with is regret. 3. Act in silence. Let results speak for themselves. Instead of talking, start doing. Want to start a company? Quietly research, build, and launch it. Want to improve your health? Don't brag about hitting the gym. Just train consistently and let people notice the change on their own. Look at the successful people around you. The great entrepreneurs, elite athletes, and game changers. They don't talk much. They act first and speak later. When they show up, they don't need to explain or prove anything. Their success speaks for itself. There's a famous saying, "Work in silence and let success make the noise." That doesn't mean you have to hide everything forever, but you should only share once you have real results to show. For example, if you're learning a new skill, don't rush to tell everyone. Just learn, practice, and get better. One day, when you've mastered it, people will notice on their own. 4. A secret plan is a plan that can't be sabotaged. Remember this, If you're truly serious about your goals, stop talking about them. Keep them private to avoid losing motivation. Keep them private to block out negative opinions. Keep them private to protect your ideas from being stolen. Only when you achieve results should you share. And by then, you won't even need to say anything. Your success will be visible for all to see. Do you want to be someone who just talks, or someone who takes action and gets what they want? The choice is yours. If this video made you think, hit like now. Comment below. How have you applied Stoicism in your life? Stoic success, unbreakable mindset, total control. Have you ever revealed your weakness to someone and later regretted it? Maybe you shared your fear of failure, your lack of confidence, or a painful past. You thought they would empathize? Wrong. Some might comfort you, but most will remember your weakness and use it against you when the time comes. In this world, the more you expose your vulnerabilities, the easier you are to control. A wounded lion in the pack becomes a target for predators. A businessman who reveals his insecurities gets exploited by competitors. A man who shows his fears will never be truly respected. You can believe in human kindness, but never be naive enough to think that everyone wants the best for you. 1. Why revealing weaknesses is a deadly mistake. Think back to the last time you shared your fears or insecurities with someone. What happened? Maybe they listened. Maybe they seemed sympathetic. But what happened after that? Some people will lose respect for you. They'll think, he's weaker than I thought. And when the opportunity arises, they'll use that against you. Some people will manipulate you. If they know you fear losing your job, they'll pressure you into doing things you don't want to do. If they know you fear abandonment, they'll use your emotions to control you. Some people will wait for the right moment to destroy you. They might not attack immediately, but one day, they'll weaponize what you told them to break you. There is one unshakable truth in life. The world doesn't care about your problems. It only cares about how you handle them. If you let your fears show, you become prey. But if you control them, you become the hunter. 2. Smart people never reveal their weaknesses. Have you ever wondered why great leaders and warriors always maintain a calm, unshakable demeanor? They understand that real power lies in emotional control. A strong man may feel fear, but he never lets others see it. A leader may worry about the future, but he never shows uncertainty. A businessman may doubt himself, but he still presents unshakable confidence to his partners. Why? Because the moment you expose your weakness, people stop believing in you. Imagine this. You're the captain of a ship caught in a storm. Would you let your crew see that you're terrified? No. Because if they see you losing control, they will panic too. If you want to be strong, master your emotions and keep your weaknesses hidden. 3. Control your fear. Because if you don't, someone else will. No one is fearless. But the difference between the strong and the weak lies in how they handle fear. Weak people let fear control them. They worry, they hesitate, they allow fear to stop them from taking action. Strong people control their fear. They feel it, but they never let it dictate their actions. Look at elite warriors. They are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear control them. They understand that fear is natural, but control is what separates the weak from the powerful. So how do you control fear? Identify it. Be honest with yourself. What are you afraid of? Failure? Rejection? Loss? The moment you name your fear, you take away some of its power. Never reveal it. Fear only has power if others know about it. If you don't expose it, no one can use it against you. Turn it into fuel. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, use it to drive you forward. Afraid of being poor? Work harder. Afraid of failure? Prepare better. 4. True power comes from silence and control. Smart people are not without weaknesses. They simply know how to hide and control them. You might fear failure, but never let others see you doubt yourself. You might feel hurt, but never let your enemies know they got to you. You might be struggling, but never let anyone think you've lost control. Look at the people you truly respect. Are they the ones constantly complaining about their lives? Or are they the ones who remain composed, even when fighting their own battles inside? Be the second type. 5. If you don't control yourself, you will be controlled. In life, you have two choices. Master your emotions and weaknesses to become strong. let your emotions control you and become a puppet for others. Which path will you choose? If you want success, respect, and the ability to stand untouchable, learn to keep your weaknesses hidden. And most importantly, never expose your fears to others. Because the moment you do, you've handed them the weapon that can destroy you. Here's a brutal truth. No one truly cares about your personal life. They may listen, they may pretend to empathize, but most are just waiting for their turn to talk about themselves. Or worse, they're only curious so they'll have something to gossip about behind your back. And yet, so many people love putting their personal lives on display for the world to see. They go online to complain about their ex, vent about family conflicts, or brag about things that should have been kept private. They think this kind of openness makes them more authentic, more relatable. But in reality, the more you talk, the more you lose control over your own life. When people know too much about you, they have material to judge, criticize, and manipulate. You're handing them a weapon they can use against you. Remember this, other people don't need to know everything about you. Do you think that when you share your personal problems, people actually care? No, they're just curious. They want to know what kind of trouble you're in, so they can compare it to their own lives or feel better about themselves. Some will act sympathetic, but behind your back, they'll talk. Some will turn your story into entertainment, and some, given the chance, will use it against you. Think about it. When you talk about your financial struggles, who's really going to help you? Most will just nod, throw out a generic, hang in there, things will get better, and then forget about you the moment they walk away. But others won't. They'll remember that you're struggling, and when the opportunity comes, they'll use it to their advantage. If you're in business, they might exploit your desperation to corner you into an unfair deal. If you're job hunting, they might spread the word that you're desperate, damaging your reputation with potential employers. The same goes for relationships. So many people make the mistake of discussing their marital problems with outsiders. They think they're seeking support, but in reality, they're just setting themselves up for more pain. Once your story gets out, it's no longer yours. It becomes a topic of gossip, exaggerated and distorted beyond recognition. And one day, you'll realize that you've turned yourself into nothing more than a tragic character in other people's narratives. And the worst part? You'll lose respect. This world doesn't treat the weak kindly. When you complain about your life, you're branding yourself as a victim. When you openly share your struggles, you're sending a signal that you don't have control over your own life. And once people pick up on that, they'll stop seeing you as someone strong. Men who command real respect don't brag about their victories, nor do they whine about their failures. They simply act, live, and let others recognize their worth on their own. A strong man doesn't need sympathy or validation. He knows who he is, and that's all that matters. Look at the truly successful, and you'll notice a common trait. They guard their private lives. They don't broadcast who they're dating, they don't air out their personal struggles, and they don't turn their lives into a public spectacle. They understand that privacy is power. When people know less about you, they have no power over you. When others don't know much about you, they can't judge you, they can't manipulate you, and most importantly, they can't use your personal information to harm you. Look at the men who truly command respect in life. Are they the ones who constantly share everything about themselves? Or are they the ones who keep a certain distance, who maintain an air of mystery that demands respect? If you want to be strong, you need to control what you share. That doesn't mean hiding everything, but it does mean knowing what's worth saying and what's better left unsaid. Apply this simple rule. If a piece of information doesn't help anyone, don't say it. If sharing something doesn't make you stronger, don't say it. If a story could be used against you, never tell it. Next time you feel the urge to share personal details, pause and ask yourself, does this person truly care, or are they just curious? Will this make me better, or will it make me lose respect? If the answer isn't clear, stay silent. The most powerful men aren't defined by their money, success, or social circles, but by their ability to control their personal information and never hand that power to others. Silence is power. Don't throw it away for the sake of attention. The world does not tolerate weakness. It doesn't stop to listen to your complaints, nor does it hand opportunities to those who waste their power on meaningless words. If you want control over your life, you must first control what you say. Keep your plans to yourself, because talking too much kills motivation. Act first, succeed later, and let results speak for themselves. Keep your weaknesses hidden, because once people know what you fear, they can manipulate you. Learn to face your fears without broadcasting them to the world. Keep your personal life private, because most people don't truly care. They're either curious or waiting for the chance to use that information against you. When you stay silent, you hold the power. When you stop seeking validation from others, you become free. Let them wonder what's on your mind, rather than reading you like an open book. Speak less, do more. Stay silent, stay in control. That's how you win. Thank you for being here. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video. Don't forget to leave a comment so we can spread positivity together.